Yeah, welcome to Coffee and Cannabis. I'm your host, Alyza, and this is
Corey, what's up?
And today we have a very popular Jersey face in the building. Please give it up for Mr. Michael Wheel, also known as the Dispensary Guy. Yes, super excited to have you. But before we get into it, as you guys already know, Bodega.
Shout out to K1.
Yeah, they always come in through the clutch. You know, we have a new pod schedule, so it's been a little interesting. But hopefully, once we get things moving, we'll go back to featuring some of the more local coffee and some disadvantage owned. But we do have Rook Coffee here. This is from Red Bank, right? Red Bank?
Yeah, Monmouth County.
Monmouth County. And, you know, we just love good coffee here in general, right? So we want to support local coffee. So maybe on the next episode, we'll definitely try some of that. That was a gift from
We
Michael.
like gifts. Send the fucking gifts.
I knew it was coming.
I know how it works here.
I know.
We pay attention. We pay attention. You got to remember, bring gifts. Bring gifts.
Yeah.
No,
Corey,
but
what we
thanks so much,
smoking on?
guys.
I'm smoking on Essence Indian Land Race. You were smoking on Lit Sunday Sherbet. And then, Mike, I think, what did you have? You had Elion.
Yeah, we have some. I got some Elion tiramisu here. We're rolling.
Nice.
All right. So welcome.
Thank you for
Yes.
having me.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming all the way up here to North Jersey.
Big fan.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate it.
So before we get into what you do in terms of the reviewing of the dispensaries, which is such an awesome concept, and I want to dive into that because there's so many markets coming online and there's so many creative things that people can get involved in that doesn't necessarily have to do with having a license. But I do want to just talk about a little bit of your backstory.
Sure.
Like, tell me what's your connection with cannabis? Like, what did you used to do for a living? Just walk me through a little bit of that.
Yeah, so I've had a lot of different jobs in my life. Started with seems like pharmacy a long time ago, and construction, everything else. Even worked at a marina for quite a few years, doing a lot of fiberglass work and everything else. And through the whole thing, cannabis has been with me. Surgeries and everything else, and medically, it's helped me the whole time. I've always been involved with the plant.
So how long you think you've been smoking for?
15, man. I can tell you time and a place, the guy, the spot, the whole 9 yards. Absolutely, yeah.
Really?
Yep. Yeah. So closing
15
on
years old.
30 years now. I guess we've been
Holy
on and off.
shit.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That is
Absolutely, yeah.
incredible. You
Yeah.
know, side note, but I'm into like research and stuff, and I always
Weirdo.
think about folks that like have had this longevity and this experience, like Cheech and Chong, right? Like we look at people that have had maybe cancer from cigarettes and things of that nature, and it's like no one ever looks at people who smoke weed and say like they look pretty fine.
Yeah. No,
Like
no.
all these years smoking, and they seem pretty out. Like Snoop seems pretty
Yeah.
okay.
Snoop is chilling.
Yes, he's got it going on.
And Wiz is doing Muay Thai, so.
I'm just be trying to math the math.
Willie's still out there
Yeah,
touring.
Willie's chilling, yeah.
Oh yes,
Willie
Willie
Nelson,
is
yeah.
chilling.
No,
Willie is
absolutely.
chilling. No,
That's
but
dope.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, that's incredible. So 30 years with the plant,
30
and
years.
you've always been from Jersey.
Always been from Jersey. Born
So-
and raised. I've had I really just feel passionate about the plant and everything else, and with it coming online, Jersey coming online, I was able to kind of move into the industry.
Yeah. So tell me about that, because that's the awesome part about this. So you have this relationship with the plant for 30 years that's just like, I'm just a consumer. And then you're like, it's legal in my state. It's coming online. Here's an opportunity to do something different. What made you get creative and decide I'm going to go and review different dispensaries that come up?
I was able to travel the country and see a lot of other dispensaries, and then like coming back to Jersey when Jersey came online and everything else, I was like, wow, we were just like
Behind.
we're
Not there yet.
doing it right. We
Super
could be doing
behind.
so much better. So I was like, you know what? Let's keep people in the door to the dispensary first. Let's just stop the stigma of the dispensary.
Yeah.
And the whole 9 yards. And that's where it kind of started. Like, let's just tell people that it's not the big bad dispensary they think it is. Because in Jersey, we had this rep of being like it's a medical walk in and doing that.
Yeah.
It was really about that.
Yeah, there's like not so much of an experience surrounding it. So you've been to how many dispensaries would you say in Jersey already?
There's 100 now. At last count, I think I'm short about 10. So
You've been to about 90 of them?
90. Yeah, there's only about 10 I haven't been to that have opened in the past month or month. and a half.
Wow.
every dispensary.
That's pretty impressive because
Yeah.
this is a really big state.
Yeah, it's a lot, but the growth has been from, like I say, from like 1 to about 37. Last 420, there was 37 dispensaries open. Was
Wow.
so long, and from 37 to we just cracked 100 a couple of weeks ago was just in a blink of the eye.
Yeah, really
That-
fast.
That
How
shows how
fast that
fast we're
went.
moving, right?
You know how fast it can be.
Yeah.
Really
So
is.
were you a medical patient? Because I'm just thinking of like you were going to them back then, like Breakwater and all. Like some of the better known dispensaries in the state are medical,
Yeah.
medicinal only.
Absolutely.
So yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm still a medical patient.
I still need that discount.
Absolutely.
Support your medical program. The state has literally had to make it free for the card program
Yeah.
because so many people aren't renewing. And to the independent dispensaries, have some kind of, even if you don't have your medicinal M license or whatever, set up some kind of discount for medical patients
Yes.
so that they can still get what they're supposed to get by maintaining their card.
Absolutely.
And
that's
wow-
my soapbox.
Yeah, no, thank you for being on that soapbox because we have had quite a few people either ask us on Instagram or like on Reddit forums, oh, well, they're going to only be rec. Listen, I'm a disabled vet. I'm a medical patient. It doesn't matter if all we have is a recreational license or adult use. We're going to make sure that we take care of the medical population and do just what Corey said. And it shouldn't hurt other retailers to do the same,
Yeah, it's,
you know?
at the least, put a discount in your system, in your POS system, that takes the percentage of tax worth off of the thing. That's the same thing a medical dispensary would be doing.
Exactly.
The difference is they're not paying taxes. Take your 7% off of it so that it's equal treatment from if you were carrying a medicinal license. My mama got a medical card, so, gotta watch out for mama.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, seriously. So, all right, 90 dispensaries. With that, you must have seen a lot of shit.
I have.
You've seen a lot of shit. You know a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Give some tips, like what? Because there might be 100, but there's probably gonna be fucking 500 more.
Yeah. I mean,
If they make it.
If they
Just-
make it,
ju-
what do people need to know is the thing to do and not to do? Because you got a lot of experience seeing different designs, different concepts, different line structures, everything.
Yeah, it's insane to see all the different things. I mean, the biggest thing is it's always the employees. It's the bud tenders. And even to go to that to security guard out front,
Mm.
making sure your security, that's first point of contact, is your security guard out front. If he's not with it, then you know what? That person might not even walk through the door.
I
You
love
ruin the
that-
experience.
I,
Yeah.
I
Ruin it.
love that he pointed that out because you remember we went to what?
Yeah, you had an issue. Yeah.
Me and Candace went to, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You had an issue
So
and it
all of a
turned into
sudden-
security guard.
Yes.
You're done. You didn't even
Yes.
get through the door. So whatever that dispensary's done to get you to that point,
Yeah.
it's over
Bad
before you
taste
even
in
walk
your
through the door.
And that's a big thing because most of these
Yeah.
places are using third-party security. So it's like it's a person that's not even theoretically your employee ruining the experience for your customers.
That's crazy.
Right? It's not even like one of your employees, someone you vetted
Yep.
yourself. You hired the security company, and now they're giving a bad taste to your potential clients. And with the amount of dispensaries opening, it's not going to be hard to like, oh, I'm going to go 2 blocks down the street
Yeah.
and hit another dispensary.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's very important. It's very important that the people in the dispensary are just like with it, just positive and happy. If they're not, I mean, it's like when there's 500, like just like Corey said, they're just gonna bye.
another one.
I'm out.
Yeah.
See you later. And that's what makes it not talking about what you don't know nothing about. Like
Yeah.
don't like you better if you don't know, tell me you don't know.
Right.
I know.
Right.
And I'm not trying to be like that, but don't misinform your consumer. And don't product sell is also a big thing. If you don't believe in it or you're not for it, don't push it on me because I'm gonna see through it. In this industry, I felt that way. It's huge that everybody is honest in this industry, and if you're not, we tend to see through it.
Yeah, I think a big thing with bud tenders in general is that your bud tenders need to be knowledgeable. Now, granted, there's no mandate that a bud tender has to smoke weed, period. So you get into that. But if you don't and can't try it yourself because you don't smoke weed, be knowledgeable. Do your research, right? Like you need to do your homework a little bit. Know what terpenes are in it. Know what it's hitting at. In a lot of cases right now, know who actually makes it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not just the
absolutely.
brand name, but know who
No.
actually makes it, right? And I think there's some rules now where you have to actually show that. But like if it's a certain brand, oh yeah, this is this brand, but it's actually made here, and it's the same as this. Know the difference. Like, are you here for a value brand? Are you here for a luxury brand? Like, people don't realize it's different levels to cannabis, right? You can go into the dispensary and get the $30 eighth, or you can spend $85 on an eighth in New Jersey. There's a huge range of that value luxury brand, quote unquote boutique, even though it's still grown in the MSO weed. But yeah, it's the bud tenders. It's how they sell it.
Yeah, it's the bud tenders, and and what's going to get you through the door too is how well you can get your menu, where you can get that fresh product. If you can get that new product first, people will drive like when Viola dropped. People were driving all over the state for that. It was huge. It was that PR marketing that just that and good flower, and people they want it. So how well you can curate your menu is just it's huge. People are willing to drive the distance for it.
Okay. That that one is a tough workaround, especially for new business, because that's relationship based. But I guess so. We'll say the first thing is the employees. The second thing is a good menu, and what would you say the third thing is?
I mean, cost right now you can't. It's so hard to control because everything your hands are tied without the amount of growers in the state. So that's a tough one. So the only way you control that, like a loyalty program or something like that, to bring people back through the door.
Yeah.
And then community give back. You want to see a dispensary giving back to the community.
That matters to you?
I think that matters to me. If I'm going to shop somewhere, if if I have a choice between three in the same in the same area. Like, there's a lot of towns in New Jersey that are pretty thick. Mount Holly being one of them.
I was about to say Mount Holly.
Mount Holly is hot right now.
Yeah.
So,
Shout out to my boy Tom Fire and Oak Dispensary. Catch him.
absolutely, we were up there. Saw him last week when they opened up, and so it's that sort of stuff. It's just really
Yes, there's a lot of research right now coming out that's talking about how much that society and consumerism is being driven on social impact and the measurement of, what companies are doing. People are literally going to places that are committing to causes that they believe in. So when we say it's MSOs, but really it's for anybody to do this work, right?
Yeah,
Because there's some that are not MSOs that are not doing the work. Let's be honest.
absolutely,
Right.
absolutely.
But we, generally say it to them, and it's like, there is a ROI. I know that people feel like they don't see it, and in cannabis, it's very tough because you don't actually get it back from a tax perspective. But there is an ROI. People will repay you in the community when you're giving back to that community, and they repay you by shopping in your store.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I'm glad to know that that's important to you, because that's not important to every consumer. Some consumers are like, I don't give a shit what they're doing. I want to go to the place with the cheapest prices or got a parking lot or whatever.
Yeah, that's the thing, but that's about informing our consumer because they don't know that the amount of money that they have to give they have to give back.
Yeah.
They have to spend in the community.
Yeah.
So where it goes matters, where they're putting those dollars.
Yeah.
If they're putting in certain places versus other places.
I would say some of that, though, and we've talked about this before, is the marketing, right? So, like, a lot of people don't know how to market, right? So you need to market yourself, one, in your local area, because, like Mike said, Mount Holly has 3 of them within basically 5 blocks of each other, right? They're right next to each other. So, like, what makes you different than them? It could be your menu, it could be experience, right? But it also could be who knows you in the town. Like, oh, that's that place. I support that place. They were at this event. They were a sponsor for this. They put up a booth at this. Oh, those guys are always nice when I see them in the morning opening their shop. Yeah. Or, like, if you got a dispensary and there's a bakery across the street, oh, those dudes buy from the bakery every morning. They're good guys or ladies. That kind of stuff matters. How you carry yourself in the public and part of a town, especially in the smaller towns. Like the big towns, like if you're on Route 22, Route 1, like, all right, cool, right? But, like, if you're in a town, you need to ingratiate yourself into the town. I just think, 1, do it, but 2, like, understand how to market, put it out there, put your brand on stuff and say, like, we're here, we're supporting, we're part of this, and not just for a lick, because a lot of y'all is here for a lick. See, look, Alyza gave me the face.
There's probably like 1,000 clips with me doing that big sigh.
Because she know I'm about to.
Face.
A lot of y'all here for a lick. It just is what it is. I get it. A lot of y'all got independent, secret investors from places like Colorado, and y'all here for a lick. And I'm with that. I support that because everybody likes a good hustle. But then say that shit, right? Like, don't be like, oh, I'm here. I love the community. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. It's like, fam, you're not here from the community. You're not giving back. You're not doing anything. Just keep it honest.
Yeah. Be honest. Be honest. We're a unique community that I think we care where the money goes. Like this cannabis community in general, we care. We seem to just in general, we pay more attention to things. We're more kind and giving, just as a community as a whole.
Yeah,
so we pay attention to that sort of stuff,
Yeah, and the CRC cares. Ask Harmony about it. Just saying, it's facts. Or I'm sorry, illicit.
They did take some action, so
hey,
clearly.
Right? I ask a lot of people about it because I go to a lot of places, and I ask a lot of out-of-state people, how do you think Jersey's doing? And they say, we're about 50-50. And like it's like, anything. If half the people are mad and half are happy, then maybe they're doing something right.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's
not a bad way to look at it.
Because it wouldn't be 50-50 in a lot of other states.
That's it. We make
that's a fact.
We make New York. New York makes us look like we're.
Damn.
I'm sorry. I say it all the time. Any place.
We definitely did it better than New York.
I feel like we're always throwing jabs at New York. I feel so bad.
They do take shots at us every once in a while, don't they?
Well, I'm saying nobody likes the way Cali's legal market is right now either. So
it's crazy. I mean, I see it all the time when I drove through. I was fortunate. I drove through, from Seattle to Portland, right through to Oregon, all the way through in Idaho one time, and to see all the shops along the way and hear the stories of there's people coming in going bags, farmers trying to sell, and they're like, we can't sell it. We don't have the market for it. I'm sorry. And that's just because of what so many growers and everything else. It's tough to see. But, yeah, 50-50, I guess I'd say.
50-50.
On the CRC, they do things that make me mad. They do things that make me happy, like anybody else.
Yeah.
You can't win them all.
Yeah.
You
Can't win them all.
Can't win them all.
So tell me, you started this in 2022, right?
Yeah.
Towards the end?
Towards the end of 2022, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's when you did your first stream.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So yours is a little bit different because it's not like a podcast or like a show. It's a stream that you do live. Yep. God damn.
Yeah, live.
You're bold for that.
You're bold for that, live.
People say you're an idiot. You're crazy.
We are
Why?
Because I'll tell Jalen cut right now.
Yeah.
No.
The live doesn't work over here.
Yeah, no.
But all right, so you did, and
Live.
you've almost never missed. I mean, just a handful, right?
Handful,
Even less.
yeah.
Tell me how you got there. Like, what made you say, like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to enter the market with something that's not license based.
It was just I was doing something, and I'm a fan of a band, and I was doing some stuff with them, and I saw some people doing like live streaming podcasts with the band, and I'm like, I love that so much. I don't want to burn myself out of it. So I looked for another avenue. And I know I like to smoke cannabis. I love to talk about cannabis. So let's try that out. So I just turned the phone around and I started a live stream. I'm like, hey, this is, my local dispensary. I went in and bought some flour, and here it is. And off we went. And, we went from no viewers to an Instagram to, all right, well, let's start a YouTube channel, a live stream YouTube channel. And I found that having the live audience interact, being able to answer questions and stuff like that was really just that format. Just it fit with me.
Okay, I have a ton of questions.
Bring it.
So let's break this down. So there's so many different angles that I want to talk about because there's so many people that struggle with different parts of this. The first is when you decided to. How long did it take before you decided to transition from Instagram Live until actual YouTube channel?
About a month and a half, 2 months. I realized that Instagram, it was too dangerous. Like, how do we say it? The landscape, the cannabis landscape was no good. Stuff was getting tagged. Stuff was getting pulled down.
Okay.
And I saw it as if I worked so hard that it was never gonna happen. And also Instagram you weren't able to stream live or anything like that. They controlled all that format back.
That's true.
And then so YouTube was where it was at. So I kind of just I used YouTube as my TV studio.
Yeah.
Like I have a broadcasting platform.
Yeah.
To everywhere in the world. For free.
Yeah.
That's facts.
That's exactly what it is.
So
Yeah.
I just chose, I was like, you know what, I'm going to do that and see what happens.
Yep. Just like people can like turn on the TV and watch a show, like you could turn on YouTube and watch somebody's show.
That's it. The generation has shifted from cable boxes and stuff to Netflix and YouTube and everything on the TV. When they come home from work, they turn on the smart TV.
Yep.
And it's what do you want to, you scan your YouTube, you scan your Netflix, you do whatever. It's not cable anymore.
Yep.
And I mean, yeah, that's what I saw. So kind of.
And of course, like you have a degree in this, and you've just known how to do this forever.
Yeah, absolutely. So right from blue collar fiberglass work into computer tech, savvy, absolutely. No, I've always liked computers, so that sort of stuff, like growing up, being able to grow up in this age, doing that, and then to see the limitations and try to overcome it. And like every week, it's an obstacle. Like with a live stream, it's just like you said, it's a monster. Everything can go wrong. It does, it doesn't. And being able to pivot and learn the stuff I've learned. All this new software and everything else, and just slowly building it forward. Photography, editing, content creation, everything.
Do you have any support, like anybody who does any of your clips or edits?
No, I taught myself everything. I've worked my way through. I edit.
You do everything?
Everything
the whole
I do.
Stream,
One-man band.
One-man band. I run the stream. I fired up. We're up to. I got 3 computers running during the stream, 3 cameras, a microscope, full graphics,
and you invested in all of this for yourself.
Yeah, this is a substantial investment with 0 return so far. But I feel that you follow your passion and what you're going to do, and it'll work out. And I've seen it's out there. It's fine. I'm not worried about it. It's
you shouldn't.
I don't worry about it.
You shouldn't be, because you're being consistent. And that was the other piece of this that I wanted to get into, because there's a lot of folks out there that do have the talent to do these things, or even just have a dream that they want to do something creative. Content creation is becoming something that's really popular, but some people can't get past, like getting past themselves. They're in their own way.
Doing the work.
Yep. They are afraid to go live. They are afraid to put themselves on camera, or they feel like they're awkward when they look at the camera or whatever, right? So that's a huge barrier that you overcame. And I don't know if you've really honed in on like how spectacular that is, because it's one thing to like put the thing together and edit it and like do the physical things, but the internal thing to get over, setting that out into the world, 0 fucking people watch it for the longest time.
And keep talking. Like you can see that no one's watching.
No one.
It's the hardest thing to do. Tell me more about that, how you were able to overcome that.
It was just put it in the work day in, day out. I knew that I had to teach myself how to do it. I had to get better at it. I had to do it. First of all, you got to do it every week. That's the only way you're going to build an audience, is to be there. Know that at 9 o'clock, if I got nothing going on Wednesday night, I know if I turn on the computer that he's going to be there every week, no matter what.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And, slowly but surely, and interacting with your audience and stuff like that. When you get 1 or 2 saying like hi and stuff like that.
Well, the other side of that is, because there's a negative side to that, as I say all the time, I was forced, and I'm being held hostage here. This beautiful young lady over here has forced me in here. She's locked the door. I don't even like people. But
no one believes that.
Yeah, at this point, yeah. But the other side of it, like, I love it when I read the comments. It's like, this guy doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't know shit about cannabis.
That's
it's like,
true. You get a lot of criticism that you have to deal with.
But like,
stuff.
imagine dealing with it live. Like, you're watching the feed go, and someone's blasting you.
I've been fortunate that actually this Wednesday was the first time I actually had somebody jump on the feed and start like hammering it with like spam.
You had a hater?
No, just it was
they were
like
spamming. They were spamming.
Spam. First time ever live, and I'm like looking at it. I'm laughing. I'm going, I need a Jalen. I need somebody down. And I had to crash my Instagram stream because I couldn't bring it back up, and I'm live, and I'm like, oops, sorry.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing I can do about it. And, that's tough, that sort of stuff. But I've been fortunate that, like, there's not haters, and I deal with it. Like, I have people, like, you talk about a dispensary experience. I have people on the live stream that if I talk about a certain dispensary, they tune out. These are viewers of mine.
I'm off.
I'm off. I'll be back in 20 minutes.
Yeah, let me know when you're off this.
And now that's something like I say, like I talk to the person. I'm like, why don't you email me? And like, if you feel that passionately about what happened to you, I want to know the story first off.
Tell us
like,
the story.
I'm dying to know the story. But like, let's fix it.
Yeah.
Let's like fix it because you obviously a fan of cannabis, you're a fan of the show,
Yeah.
but you don't want to watch because of that.
Or like, let's send a email to the dispensary and let them know your experience. Because, like, I guess I'll take the other side on that, which is, you like that? I said the other side. That was pretty good, right?
That was nice.
I'm
That's
good. I'm getting better. Is that running a retail store, period, is hard. Running a cannabis dispensary is insane, right? And the amount of holes and shit you got to jump through. But then also because the initial non-MSO push of this has been independent retailers, people that are looking for that first chance to run their own thing, all that stuff. A lot of them, a little bit, don't know what they're doing. They're building the plane while flying it, right? So even if it's bad feedback, I think the feedback is worth it because it allows them to like, oh, that person had a bad experience and here's why. Let me figure out what's going on with that. You know, maybe one person, whatever, okay. When you get the person number 5, you're like, all right, hold up, like what is going on? Or maybe that's why my sales are going up and down, or where most of your POS systems can tell if you have return customers or not. So like, is your daily walk-in traffic all new customers, which is great, but your lifeline and backbone of your business is gonna be based on return customers, and all the POS systems track that because you got to scan your ID when you walk in, so they know if you're a returning customer. So if your returning customer percentage is very low, you need to start looking at what is wrong here. And so like, I think, good feedback. I'm also a proponent of actually giving good feedback, right? Like no one reviews the place they love. They only shit on the place they hate, right? That's why you hear me shouting out dispensaries on the show at different times because like, oh, I went there, I had a good experience. I'm gonna shout them out, right? But yeah, I think have some grace, just a little bit, but give feedback if it was negative.
Absolutely, absolutely. I firmly believe that. Like I like to get to a dispensary on a soft opening before they're open. That 2 or 3 weeks before they get a chance to get the doors open, people know about it. To be able to go out and talk to the budtenders and see how they're operating their business and everything else, and you get a good look at it, and then stop in 6 months down the road and see how it's going. See what it is. See who's still there. Who's left?
How many people switched out? Yeah,
a lot of bud tenders you see in this industry. A lot of bud tenders, they get their knowledge, and then they move on. They move to big and better things, and it's really interesting to see young people in high positions in this industry.
Yeah,
the opportunity for advancement is so great. If you want to go that MSO route, you can do that. You can fly through.
You'll build your resume real quick in MSO dispensary. If you literally, there's only number one thing you got to do if you work at an MSO, whether it's the grow or retail, honestly, come to work. Have good attendance. You will automatically be 50% better. Half of the workforce you will be better than.
Show up on time.
Especially if you're in retail, show up to work when it's your day to work, show up on time. If they in a jam, every now and then, jump in, do overtime, help out. You will work your way up so quick in that lead supervisor manager's eyes, you'll get promoted dumb fast. But yeah, you see GMs of stores like under 30.
Yep.
That's not normal in any other industry. That's really a cannabis thing.
You running multi-million dollar.
Yeah, you have dispensaries making $3 to $10 million a month, especially MSO ones, and the GM's like 29.
Yep.
We tell people on the show all the time to go
pretty big portfolio.
I think they think that we're bullshitting. Yeah.
It's the truth. It's the truth. It really is. The unique opportunity in this industry is just, you don't see it anywhere else.
But it's not going to stay forever.
No,
it's not going to stay forever. And I think that's what people are forgetting. All the things that are right now are really right now. Like, I know, Corey, I'm right. I'm right with you.
No, absolutely. No, everything right now is definitely going on right now. It's happening fast and moving, and to capitalize on it,
but it's gonna go. But it's gonna go away. Like, the review shit is cute. That's my new thing, cute. Because I don't want to insult people, but I'm just like, it's cute. Because let me tell you something. That will destroy your fucking business. Yeah. People have no idea. Yeah. And right now, it's like everyone is sort of getting their feet wet. Places are opening. Some people do reviews. Like when you're up and they're, like you were saying, like there's a ton of them that people could just say, fuck this one, I had a bad experience, I'm going up the block. That review shit is going to be serious. And remember, when we talk about content and restriction and stuff, like what I know right now is Yelp doesn't have a ton of involvement with cannabis dispensaries.
But Reddit do.
You can, but they could put reviews, but like people go to Yelp for reviews, right, on places. And same thing with like Google reviews. But a lot of that stuff, like SEO and the advertising, because it's like it's not as prevalent. But what happens when it is?
Yeah, but Google's putting that stuff right to the top. Your Google review, that when you're looking up anything on Google, that first thing that pop up, that's Google.
Yeah,
that's their review. They put that stuff up top. So like if you slam some place, like you can really do some damage.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of outlets for that. There's Google, there's Yelp, there's the people talking shit on Reddit. There is everything, and it's going to really start to the people that are like standout. Right now, it's like everyone's opening, and there's so many cool different experiences, and you go in. But the standout is really going to happen when people engage with the people.
Yeah, well, I would say the only other thing with that is, let's say you're the local spot. You got your local base. You got the 30 to 50 people that I go there. It's a block away from my house. It's easy to go to. I get it. Cool. And that is the amount of money you'll make in perpetuity, whatever, right? How do you get more? The more are people that are driving or going out of their way to come to you. But before they make that decision to do it, what are they on? Google. So they Google like, I see that drive past that place every now and then. Maybe I'll go there. Let me Google it. Oh, damn, they got a 1-star or 2-star. Maybe I'll go somewhere else.
That's it.
And that's how that happens,
that
right?
Fast.
That fast.
That fast.
That's it. I saw one the other day. They were trying to get a guy's Google up because the shop wasn't even open, and somebody hit him with a 1-star. And they were like, yo, that's not fair to him. He's already at like a, 1 point whatever.
Yeah.
And they haven't even...
They haven't opened yet.
They're like, he's not open. And they're like, no, he's of course not. Like, but they don't understand the CRC and the hold up and the town hold up. And that's a whole nother... That's a whole other thing.
And it's hard to get them shits off.
It is.
I own another business over here in Jersey City up the street. We have over 5,000 reviews. It is probably the number one thing that I am always telling my staff. Like, give a good experience, talk to the customer, like, deal with something ahead of time. There's so many ways to mitigate issues, but people don't realize, you said, retail is hard. Customer-facing businesses are hard.
Yep.
Dealing with consumers is difficult.
It is.
And the fact that everybody thinks that they can just like jump in and do this thing and not know that the people are the most important part of this, there's gonna be some people coming out of this situation fucked up.
It is. If your stuff isn't in line, no, absolutely.
Well, the other thing with cannabis is a good portion, I would say, a healthy portion of cannabis consumers are like purists about it, right? Like they're diehards for it. They love it. They're part of that cannabis culture. So like you go shopping for, pick a fly thing, I don't know, purses, shoes, and you go up into Nordstrom. And the person helping you doesn't really know shit, so they just show you a bunch of shit. You pick what you pick, you go. Like if you bought the Louis bag, you don't now have beef with Gucci, right? You're not like, I can't fuck with Nordstrom because that lady tried to push me on a Gucci bag. I can't believe that, right? But go to a dispensary and have a bad experience with the bud tender, or them try to push you on something that you very clearly don't want, you'll be like, fuck that dispensary now, right? The passion of it is personal for cannabis.
Big facts.
Cannabis has rituals to it. The ritual of rolling up a blunt, rolling a J. Like there's ritual to it, and people hold it personal. So it's different than any other consumer good shopping that people are just out there doing, because they'll accept like, that store, okay, well, that lady didn't know nothing, but I still got what I got. Right. So it's a different thing.
No, it's 100% true that people don't see that,
it's crazy
because you can't explain it. You try to explain that to like normal businessmen, and you're like, what do you mean? You're like, but take all your consumer information and throw it out the window.
Yes, it's completely different thing.
This is just
and they're like,
different.
What do you mean? And you're like, no, your consumers will hold a grudge.
I tell
forever.
people all the time, the greatest thing about like running a cannabis business or a facility or whatever is your employees are all really passionate. The worst thing about running a cannabis business or facility is your employees are all passionate. Yeah, right? Like literally, I'll go into the room where we make our apes, we're packing our apes by hand. And for a new employee, within the first week, I always have to be like, you're not packing your eighth, right? because they'll sit there, right? Because they'll sit there with a bin of weed, and you see them like, oh, that's a good bud. Okay. No, not that one. Oh, that's a real nice one. And then they have to marvel at it. Then it's always, that's a nice eighth I made. And they close it up, put it in the street. It's like, fam, you were supposed to do 6 during that time frame. Like the other person is like, there's an A bud. Okay, boom, boom, boom. It hits weight. This dude's like, yeah. And it's like, and it's something I have to teach. It's like, there's a lot of weed on this table. Someone's gonna get that bud, so you can stop skipping it.
Right.
Right. Like all the buds on the table are going in a jar, so there's no point in nitpicking through them.
It's true.
Right? Give somebody a solid A-nug, a good cola bud, right? And then fill in the rest, hit your weight.
That's it.
Right?
That's
Make sure they don't have no stems in it, you know, that the post-harvest team didn't miss something when they trimmed it. But, like, it's not your eighth. It's an eighth.
An eighth.
Yeah.
But no, it's the medical side, you see that, I mean, I see whole buds.
Yeah.
In medical on a regular basis, single bud eighths.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like that sort of trim, you know, and that's what they, you know, we talk about the state and the medical program. That's where they need to be. You need to be pushing that, like, hey, you know, this is what we got over here, you know.
Yeah. Well, the other part is
like, hey, you know,
I don't think people realize that in New Jersey, the way the laws are set up is any product, if you have medical dispensary, any product you provide on the recreational side, you have to provide it in kind on the medical side. Now, people don't want to convert their flower over to medical when they're growing. They grow it as rec, then they convert what they convert, or the grow won't convert it at all. The dispensary converts it in the back that morning. So they'll open a case. Let's say the case has 25 units in it. They'll take 5 out and change them in the system to medical.
Yeah.
And they'll only work with those until they sell out of those 5, and then they'll convert 5 more. And that way, because you can't convert back.
Gotcha.
Once it's medical, you can't bring it back to rec. So you're slowly working it through. That also means that a lot of times you're going to get, one, you're going to have the variety.
No, I didn't know they couldn't convert back because I heard stories that the bud tenders, it's a problem because it's annoying to convert the stuff every day and everything else with medical, and that's where the issue rises.
You can't convert back. Once you convert it to medical,
I want you to give it to them.
Yeah, once you're converted medical, it's medical. But it means, one, you're going to have the full variety of the store always, because it's the law. 2, with the way you're flipping through medical, and a lot of the grows now don't want to grow medical, but you might have more variety. You might have fresher product. It depends on the grow, right? Every growing is going to be different, but you know that got converted that day. They're going through that inventory quicker. It's not sitting, right? So like, and then the cost discount, not paying tax. And now that they free, like, get that shit.
Free.
It's like a coupon you just keep in your pocket for the year.
Word.
Really, it really is at this
There's
point.
no reason not. I mean, you know, if you're a medical patient, you should keep your card.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
That's it.
So let's we're gonna close out soon, but I just want to know what is gonna be the future of the Dispensary Guy. I mean, you're onto something what I think is really dope. You know, we were talking off camera, and I love when people are brave enough to jump into something that is unique, because we talk all the time about all the different options that there are for cannabis, but that you don't need to have a license. And you're doing content, you're taking a different lane. Yeah,
I see where the show's moving. Like I say all the time that it's a fluid thing. Like it never, like it started one place and it's kind of moved to another as I've moved through the industry and learned as I've gone along and talked with people like you. So I think it's more we need to we're gonna have some people on growing. You know, we're gonna have the flower on. We're gonna have the growers on while we're looking at the flower and stuff like that. Be able to show the consumers.
oh, that's dope.
You know, doing things like that. You know, all that sort of thing, and being able to have. I have a lot of dispensaries on because that just naturally right now it's not a live audience per se of consumers because the advertisement we can't get out there and advertise.
Of course.
So a lot of dispensaries on. So the consumers that do show up have the opportunity to talk to the grower. The grower is there, hanging out. You know, the lead person that runs that dispensary is there, you know, hanging out.
That makes sense.
It's really a cool experience with that. So to do that sort of thing and you know, visiting other states as other states come online, you know, all of it, just doing all that sort of stuff. I mean, it's great.
and visit. And if you want a really great dispensary experience, visit on the whack day.
Ooh,
Go on a Tuesday,
that's a good part.
right? Don't if you going on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's get you in, get you out.
Yeah, that's why I decided to do
Wednesdays.
originally what I was doing was I was visiting on Tuesdays, just like you said, and then I was doing my show prep on Wednesdays, and then I was doing a show on Wednesday.
Because
night.
if you go on a Tuesday, you have the time to actually speak with the bud tender. If you're there on Friday, that bud tender is like, I want to help you, but I need to get you out of here. There's a line. Right? Hopefully
true.
there's a line.
That's the biggest
true.
thing is I don't want to be like I stand there. I want to talk to you and everything, but I don't want to be interrupting your business.
Yeah.
Like you got a job
gotta
to
get money.
do.
Yeah.
Period. Like I get I'm here and everything, but
Yeah.
you know I'm just looking to spread a little love, stop the stigma. You know that's it. I want to hearts and minds.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. You know just stop the stigma of cannabis. Being able to not get judged. That's the biggest thing. That's the thing that drives me every day. Like I saw an article the other day in the paper. The first thing was must be them new dispensaries opening up. They must have been all whacked out, and I'm like,
Okay, sure.
okay, fine, but that means we still got so far to go.
Yeah.
When that's the first thing they lean to, is it must be that you drove your car through the front door because you're 100.
Right.
It's not because she was hot.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
because
pretty
she's
sure.
100. She stepped on her own gas pedal.
And she might have
Come
lived
on.
to 100 because she smoked weed. Just
Yeah,
saying.
right.
Facts.
Facts.
Facts. Right? She'd be dead if she wasn't smoking weed. That's what y'all not saying. But there's definitely stigma. Like, you got Florida, Florida has the strongest medical program in the world, period. Right? And Florida's going to be a problem for a lot of states making money when they flip rec. But then at the same time, you got them proposing laws to put, what was the THC limit they tried to propose? 10 THC.
Yeah, 10.
Like, I'm talking about that is some 1992 level weed right there. Like, you got to go to certain parts of Mexico to find weed that low.
I found it.
See, now you asked what the future dispensary guy is I want to know where that 10% limit's coming from. Who's pushing for it?
Yeah, like how
That's
did that,
why I want to know.
where'd that
Where's
come
the
from?
Where's the who's lobbying for a 10% THC cannabis limit?
Listen,
Yeah.
That's interesting.
listen, I can't sell some brands or pack up some brands unless I hit 20 minimum. Like
I can see
10,
that.
Yeah.
10 is extraction fuel.
I mean, are you looking to just kill the market completely if you pass that through?
Listen, I hope they pass the 10 so I can buy bags by the zip. Like, you're going to have to sell me a zip if this shit's hitting at 10. Like, I'll be smoking them. Like, for real, like, that's wild.
Listen, Michael, I love everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming on. I'm more excited for your visit to our dispensary.
I can't wait.
Damn,
Oh my
Skippy.
God.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a busy little area, man.
Yeah, you like it around here?
Yeah, I like it. I
Yeah.
like it. I like to see, it's really like the opportunity to put the money back into the towns. And I talk to these dispensary owners that are like, I moved back to this area because I saw the area was falling apart, and I knew I could come back and make a difference.
What
It's
happened?
amazing stuff.
I'm being Mike right now.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
boy, he's going on
I
live.
want to see if can I get anybody? How long is it going to take me?
Oh my God, you show behind the scenes
in the middle of the-
In the
Yeah.
middle
The
of
middle-
it. Look
the
at you.
middle
Too.
of-
Listen,
Yeah,
my
right.
IG is whack. I still ain't got a single person. Yo.
Oh,
I could not do this shit. I'm about to turn it off right now. I got one
it's
person.
Tough.
Yeah,
it's tough.
it is
Yeah,
tough,
Oh, hey,
it
right?
It is
Hey,
tough.
baby.
And then you're sitting there
Absolutely.
waiting, like,
That's
damn,
my
is
little
anybody
cousin,
going to come on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
doing this live shit is hard.
Look,
You can keep
yeah.
And
that.
then it'd be like your mama or
Yeah,
something.
like
Yeah.
that's my little cousin.
Are you kidding me? I said in the beginning, I was like, Mom, if you're not liking my stuff,
Jalen, you can't
Like,
be on the live and
what are you
producing
doing?
right there.
You have to
Mom,
like my
you gotta
phone.
like and share my
Yeah,
stuff.
like what the hell?
Like it was we need every little thing.
I don't know how you do this live. This shit is embarrassing.
Yeah, man.
Listen,
that's it.
the
Listen.
lesson for this episode.
You can do whatever you
See?
can, whatever you
is
want to do. You
do
can
whatever you want to do.
Go
Be
get it.
bold, be brave, be consistent.
Consistent.
Be consistent. If no one
Discard
is
video.
He said, I'm not leaving that shit out. It's a lot, man. Confidence is something that people are struggling with right now. But if you got something out there that you want to do, like, just fucking do it.
do
If
it.
no one is watching, your people will find you. And if not, like,
And we're gonna watch some back videos anyway. They might not be watching live, but they're gonna watch.
Yeah, no, that's it. It's
That's what
about
I'm
it's about
saying.
creating. I mean, honestly, it's about
Memories.
creating the content.
Yep.
About putting it out there. That I
Yep.
know that while I'm doing this, I was able to look back the other day and I'm putting together some stuff from like the first show, like for myself, you know,
Mhm.
and everything else, and to see where the industry's come and
Yeah.
everything else from the beginning,
Yeah.
and just to have that logged down, like talking about this big shop opening. Now we have like 4 strains in New
Yeah.
Jersey.
you get to reflect on the journey. Like, I love this shit because I already know how big we're going to be. So there's going to be a time where there's going to be a ton of us, and we're going to look back at this terrible episode with this fucking nasty ass upstairs. It's going to be beautiful one day. And we're going to watch this episode and be like, holy shit, we said it. You know?
Also, don't that make for the best behind the scenes? When they should, like, you might only know the person as a rich person. Then you see, like, the backstory, how they get there.
Yes.
You're like, oh, damn, it was in the crime and shit.
They was in the trenches.
Every episode I finish, when I get done, I stop, and afterwards I pick up my phone, and I record myself, and I show my studio, and I walk around, and I was like, you know what? This is this week, and this is what happened. And just remember that, you know, you've got another week in the books.
Yes.
And you did it, and you know what? This is how far you've come.
Don't stop.
No, you can't.
Keep going.
Don't stop.
Thank you.